Hey there, paper geeks and glitter nerds, it's another crazy geek crafter. And I'm sorry. I've been gone for 2 weeks, and the reason is I had to redo my craft space. But that has absolutely nothing to do with this card, which is all about glitter. I made this card last year for March, I think, for a project, and I completely forgot I recorded the card. I just uploaded the video about using glitter. So it was about time that I actually showed you how I made the card for that one. If you're interested in my thoughts on the glitter part of this card, then I will link the video up above. The sum of it all being that I hate working with glitter, at least in its loose variety. That is why for this card, where I knew I needed a lot of glitter for this birthday person who loves glitter and pink and animal prints, that I would use glitter in other forms primarily. And one of the ways I really like to use glitter is in pastes. It stays put on the card better and I don't get it all over. There is the cleaning process of the tools, and in this case the stencil I made. And the stencil, by the way, I found the animal print on Etsy, and then I scaled it to fit with my project because it was far too large to start with. But then I scaled it down and cut it out of the double laminated plastic. Now you see here my paste is a bit dry, so I'm just adding some water and mushing it around so I get a texture I can actually work with. I'm not very good at remembering to use these things, so they have a tendency to get very hard. Now I wanted to tint my my paste, and I figured there would be enough liquid inside my marker, but there wasn't, so I couldn't actually tint it. I tried scribbling some, but it was going to need so much scribbling to actually color it that I don't think it actually shows up that I tried to color in the paste, not in the final pictures. You can see it a little bit here, but once it dries, I don't think it's that visible. Back to the stencil. I feel like I'm always jumping around when I'm doing these videos because I have to tell you what's going on the screen, but I also have to tell you what I didn't get to finish because I was working so fast. But personally, I love fast videos, and now I am deviating again from the stencil, which I cut with my ScanNCut. It's pretty easy. I have a video on that one too I can post for you in the corner. I had a few pieces stuck still in the plastic, but I managed to get them out so I could get the full print. Anything else to say about the stencil? I don't think so. Back to the fact that I like fast cards. I know I talk very fast, and it may not appeal to everyone, but I'm the kind of person who watch my YouTube videos at least on 1.5 speed, if not 2. It's very rare that I watch a video in the original 1 speed. It's only if I know there's going to be clips from TV shows and movies I've seen, and then they seem wrong, speed it up. But everything else is completely natural to me to have it go faster. I think it's just the way my brain works, and I know some people prefer slower, but did you know that you can actually slow down videos on YouTube as well? To the same extent, only to the -2 in this case because it's slower, but it can be very helpful in my opinion. I am making a template to cut out the glitter cardstock I made in the other video to say 30, because this lady who was getting the card was turning 30 last year. So I don't have a die that big, otherwise I would have used it. So I'm sketching it out on squared up paper. I find it's quite easy to draw out shapes when you have the guides of the squares. Not everyone will agree with me, but that's just how I feel. And I keep on drawing until I have the shape the way I want it. For the 0, I'm going to fold it in half when cutting it, so that I actually get it symmetrical. That, of course, is not necessary for the 3. It is of course important to trace these right when you trace them on the cardstock. Since I want the glitter side to be up, I'm tracing them backwards on the back side, if that makes sense. That's the only way I can explain it. I, in my mind, have a tendency to turn things over actually in my head to mirror them. So I make extra certain that I don't have that problem here, that I won't be doing it wrong. And I'm just gonna cut it out by hand. There's no need to put this in the ScanNCut. I didn't get to finish telling you why I have been away for 2 weeks. It's we had to redo the living room because my boyfriend's side of the office space had to grow a little bit, so I lost almost half a meter of space. So I've been first of all taking everything out and taking everything off the walls, then to readjust everything to fit with my new parameters. So the computer, everything have been packed away, and I've been unable to do videos. I have had these lying in the computer, but I haven't been able to edit them because I didn't have my stuff. So that's why I've been late. This had to happen now. We've been waiting for a while to get it fixed, and I'm the kind of person who thinks about things for like weeks, and then all of a sudden it has to be now. And normally I've planned it out at least a little bit with my videos, so you don't actually get these gaps. But this time it didn't pan out. It just didn't work out for me. So that's why I've been gone. I did film the process, and I'm hoping to do at least a little bit of show and tell for you, but I just haven't gotten around to looking at all the footage yet. It is quite a lot. But I will be trying to pull myself together in the near future. I am collaging all these pink colors. I figured that was the best move for someone who loves pink and glitter. Of course, the glitter was important. I got that on there with the 30 and the animal print. So now just more pink and a little sentiment here. Sip Sip Hooray. This person also likes parties and alcohol. That's not uncommon in my country, but actually I don't drink myself. I am the odd one out. And funny enough, my boyfriend doesn't really like alcohol either. So we're kind of weird. What else to say? Well, doing one half of the living room where we have our office. We have office and living room in the same space so that we're always together. My boyfriend spends most of his time on the computer playing World of Warcraft and other games. And I like to craft and do the videos, but after I got sick, I've been spending a lot of time on the couch. So those 3 rooms need to be the same space so that we don't sit in each end of the house and never see each other. That's just not nice. We are planning to tackle the other side of the living room next, and then we have a few things we want to do in the kitchen. My boyfriend dreams of a fridge that can make ice cubes. He loves ice cubes. He's just obsessed. But unfortunately, to get that, we need a bigger fridge than the one we have now, so we need to reconfigure the kitchen. I have a plan. Just the question is when we are going to put it in action. But hopefully this year. Hopefully I will find the energy, and he also. I am probably the one pushing mostly for renovations because I think they're fun. Unfortunately, I can't do everything I used to, and the funny thing is that now that I can't, I find that I have far more interest in building things and cutting and building. Oh, power tools. I have a thing for power tools, which you don't actually see here on my channel, but I get a little giddy when I go in a hardware store because of all the toys. I do that too in craft stores, but it's not the same. They're all tiny. Here you can get really big tools. I may be a bit weird here, but I think it's if there's anywhere to show your weirdness, it should be on YouTube. I know a lot of people show their weird far more than I do. So imagine all the people who watch these videos, not just mine, but in general you watch videos without audio. Think of all the things they miss. With the background put together, I figured it would be fun to put the number on a wobbler. Just because, you know, a card needs something interesting. And of course there's a lot of things going on my card, but I just thought 30, that's for a lot of people a big step, you know. That's the real adulthood for some people. So that's why I'm putting that on an action wobbler. And I think I can also hide the little mishap I had with some of the stamping. There were a few letters that didn't stamp completely well, and I couldn't save them because the lines were so thin. So now I just have to figure out where to place things. And it's important when you are adhering something to glitter to be absolutely sure you got it adhered right. Because glitter have a tendency to actually not want to get glued. I haven't had much problem with foam tape, but there are some adhesives that don't work very well with glitter. I'm just taking up the temporary adhesive here on the back from when I put on my my shapes. Number templates, that's the word. And a bit more bling is never a problem. Enough is never enough, isn't that the way it's usually said? So I'm just throwing all the pink at it, pink and glitter. And as far as I know, the recipient loved the card. It was not a party I was going to myself, but I do know the person who got the card. Now wobblers don't film very well at high speed, so this is normal speed for you, so you can see how it moves. That was this week's card, and I promise you I'll be back next week with another one. Until then, I hope you'll be having a good day, evening, or night.